Welcome back. I'm Martin, back at the lake, enjoying one of the last warm days of this year. It's a very inspiring place. And whilst I was paddling over the lake, as always, inspiration just hit me. And I was thinking about watching all these autumn colors, about a soft piano, a guitar, strings, some enchanting voices, maybe a synth to add some depth to the bass. A drum kit, that would be cool. And then you think about all the libraries that you would need to do something like this. And then you think, how cool would it be if all this could exist in one instrument? You know, your one-stop toolbox when inspiration hits. And here's today's good news. This beauty now exists. It's called Novella Origin. What makes this so special to me, because it's from one of my favorite developers if it comes to breathing life into a composition. Because what they did, Westwood Instruments, with their Untamed series, to me still is unmatched. So let's check it out. You just heard the demo track that I wrote, Autumn at the Lake, and what to say, Novella Origin is really, as I wrote a little bit, in the thumbnail, your one-stop toolkit if you would like to get creative quick with a library from a developer that is really able to breathe life into your music, thanks to the improvisations. So the whole track is 15 tracks here in Logic. The track is completely done with Novella Origin. I didn't use any other library. I didn't use any external effect, anything. And I don't want to get too much into detail. I mean, Westwood, they have been nice enough to send me over an NFR copy so I could test drive this. And they have a wonderful walkthrough on their website where they really explain the whole Evergreen engine and how it works. I just would like to show you quickly what I did, how I used it, and give you some things that I really like about the library. As you can see, it comes with the free player, so you don't need the full version of Contact. You see there are 10 NKIs in there. There's the Willow Ensemble, a 9-piece string ensemble, the violins, the violas, the cello, the double bass, the foils, which is a 4-piece alto choir, the pickup 6, the electric guitar, the cotton upright piano, which has a wonderful sound, really, the Wanderlust synth, and the Daybreak. So let's start with the guitar. I started this whole piece with the guitar, and as you can tell, here are the various articulations that you can switch via key switches. I did this a lot with the strings and with the choir. We talk about it a little bit later. You have the expression, the dynamics, the various microphones, and you do have here, the homepage, the FX page with all the effects. One thing that I really love is the pitch, where you can choose, how many semitones the sound gets pitched and then transposed up again. Really makes a big difference. And you see, I used it here in the guitar. I used it even on the piano. So this is what the guitar is doing. I just added a little bit of delay, the tremolo and the chorus, and on this track there are simply some guitar noises, you know, this sliding with the fingers over the frets. Okay, next track is the piano, and as I said before, I really do love the sound of that piano. Even here I did a little bit. You know, you have 3 pianos to choose from: the normal piano, the pedal down piano, or the dust piano. And even here you do have the various microphones, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here you can even have the noise behind the piano, the keys, the strings, the pedal. Well done, Westwood. Again, well done. They thought about everything. Even here you do have the effects, and even here you see I used the trans pitch, then some of the settings. The only thing I did here, you see I have the EQ on. I dialed down a little bit around the 300, 400 hertz, because with the strings and the piano and everything, it can get muddy in this area, and the very low range, because I even have a cello in here, and I wanted to have even the cello breathe. So then we get to the violins from Novella Origin. Even here, look how many articulations you get. 2 pages, the legato, there's legato, and here you do have even the legato speed, the vivid legato, the improvisations. I said it in the intro, the Untamed series, to me, they're unmatched in the sample world, and here you do get even there the improvisations, the molto, the arco, and stuff like this. Mind, check it out for yourself, the flautando sul ponticello and stuff like this. Even here you do get the various microphones and so on and so forth. The violin, yeah, alone sounds like this, panned to the left. And I didn't go for the legato here because I was pretty sure in the whole mix you won't be able to tell the difference. I went for an improvisation. I will tell you even then in the cello, because I really loved that, yeah, not so polished sound. Then I do have here the violas. They even are panned slightly to the left. Even here you see I go for the improvisation. Look at the faders, because I worked a lot on this track with expression and dynamics. I can really get lost in that sound. Then there is the cello. It's doing this. Here I do have, you see, the vivid legato, and then down here, as I always do, I do have the key switches. Because at the end here, you see, I'm switching to the improvisation to get this ending. Then there is the ensemble. They even recorded not only the various instruments, no, they recorded even the whole 9-piece section together, and this is pretty cool because you get the ensemble, the improvisations, the arco, the flautando, the spiccato, and I'm starting with the improvisations. And then I'm key switching. The key switches are down here, and I always give them velocity 127 so I can easily spot them in my piano roll. And then I just switch to spiccato. And obviously, as you can see, I work a lot with various velocity values. One thing that I really would like to show you quickly, because this is pretty cool, on the Origin strings, you know, on the ensemble strings, you do have the possibility to play entire chords, and then with the key switches, you go through major, minor, add 7, add 9th, and whatsoever. So I could lay out the whole chord progression with those chords. Going with the key switches. Just going with the key switches. So I play the chords, and then with the key switches I've been choosing if I wanted the major 7 or the minor 7 or the add 9 or whatsoever. Even that's a pretty neat feature in my opinion. Then there comes the choir. I used a lot of voices in this one. I'm starting with the showing you just the voice improvisations from M to A. This is what this is doing. Then I have more voices. Pretty nice is this one, which is the chants. I think they're called the chatters. Whilst I do have on the next track, and to separate them I use the stereo field. So one is panned to the right, one is panned to the left. And even here going with the key switches to the A, back to the M to O. And I did the very same thing just to show you quickly on the next track, where I do have the staccatos, the short notes from the choir. And it sounds like this, because I'm starting with the short na, key switching to the O, key switching back. Yeah, this is what makes the track so realistic in my opinion, because it's not always the same sample. Getting quickly back to the strings, if I take the violas for example, or the violins, then just to show you what's incredible even here, look how many articulations you get. You do get 2 pages of articulation, so there should be really everything. Then after the choir there comes simply on this track here the cymbals. There are pretty cool cymbal rolls in various length. So I used, the shorter ones, the really long ones, and the drums. That's another neat feature on the drums, because every single instrument within that drum set can be tuned. So if I go here, just look, this tune thing, how I worked with this one, because I really tuned every single, the snare and the bass drum, the toms, to my liking, how I would like to have this drum set sound. This is what the drums are doing. Just a nice groove. I didn't overdo it, obviously. Until the end. I go a little bit Mike Mangini. Yeah, you can do this, and especially in the second part, then I programmed it a little more vivid. So yeah, it can take some time to program those drums. Whenever you program drums, just think about it. They have 2 feet and they have 2 hands, so you can't hit a snare and a tom and a hi-hat and a cymbal at the same time with 2 hands. So you see, all this is playable on a real drum set. And the very last instrument within that Novella Origin is the synth, the Wanderlust, which obviously I used even this one at the very end just to add some depth. And as you can tell here you do have 3 pages of various synth sounds, with the glide, the mono, the poly, and whatsoever. So with this synth you really can even waste some time if you want. I didn't want it because I just wanted to have a little more depth at the end of the piece, and that's it from my side. I really hope this short video could show you how cool this library really is, because this is really for you songwriter, for you composer, for your one-stop library, offering, you know, all those wonderful sounds from a very creative developer in one single instrument. So it's one single engine. Once you know to operate it, you know, it's so easy to go through the things, to the key switches, to everything. Yeah, check it out. Go on the Westwood side, check out even their videos. They're going way more in depth. This wasn't my intention with this video to go in depth about the engine and everything. I just wanted to show you how I used it and how I will use it for sure if I want to write music in that style with those instruments. And that's it from my side for today. If you would like to see another video, then I suggest now have a look at my videos about the Untamed series. I'm really in love with them. Make good music always. See you in the next video or in the next live stream. Bye bye.